He's not a shrinking violet. You know, Bob can defend himself. He's a jet car guy, the brothel guy, the shotgun guy. You know, he's lived a wild life. But I don't know. I guess, Bob, out of everything that you did, whether people decide to believe your story or not believe your story, a lot of time that's because they either don't have the information or they do. But whatever, whether they believe you or not, is there a message to? You can't see anything here, but. I mean, you know, 800 and something people down here, and 800 and something people there. We got a sold out house.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah. I mean, everybody said it wasn't going to happen. So for all these people that came here to see you, and I know you traveled from other countries, from around the world, every country in the world, it's unbelievable to me the messages I'm getting. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for supporting George, who was holding the microphone, trying for 25 years against all odds, and Bob himself. But is there anything, Bob, that you want to tell this audience right now, just what's important about your story, whether they believe you or not? What do you want them to take away when they leave this auditorium?
Really?
I always say, what's the most important? Really, go ahead. Deal with it.
No, I understand it's an incredible story, and I myself would have a really tough time believing it, as I said in the film. But the events that were portrayed occurred just like they were shown. And, you know, quite frankly, I prefer people don't believe it because then I don't get asked questions and don't get bothered at all. But, you know, for those of you that can see through that, all I want to tell you is that that's really the way things happened, and that's pretty much it.
The sport model. Okay, I'm going to take one yellular question like that. No more. No more. Zero more. Shut your mouth and be out. Zero more. No yellular. You're about to be kicked out by me personally. No more out loud questions. But the sports model, okay? I think it's really interesting. I had a guy, he's an aviation writer, and he has a very sophisticated, website about all this, and he said, one of the things that's killing me is I don't know how Lazar came up with the sport model, because it is, from an aviation standpoint, it is so perfect. The system he described, it's genius. And I was on the phone with him, I'm like, well, maybe he didn't make it up. Right? So tell us a little bit about the sport model before we jump off stage here. Just tell us a little bit about what was most impressive to you about the sport model, about the science of it, about what you got to see inside of it. What did it feel like to walk inside a flying saucer?
It was really more ominous than interesting at the time. And everything is exactly one color. It's all a dark pewter gray. There is no sharp angle anywhere. Everything has a radius of curvature to it, as if somebody built this thing out of wax and then let it melt a little bit and then let it cool off. It's a very unusual, I mean, it feels unusual just to be in there, but even the most simple things inside are, and pardon the pun, are completely alien. The little doors that snap open are made of little hexagons. I mean, it's hard to go through everything that pops into my mind right now, but it's difficult really to say. But there's nothing that, it's like going into a room where nothing looks familiar at all, not even the room itself. So it was really something I'll never forget.
Small furniture, too.
Well, yeah, and that's a good point too. But even that's unfamiliar. Why would you have something, a seat that's half its normal size? So it was really, it's a shocking thing.
Well, I just want to say, thanks for including me, guys, because this has been a ride. I mean, earning George's trust and him telling me, you're never going to get Bob on camera. Go ahead, good luck, kid. That was awesome. Thanks for the encouragement. But thanks, Bob. Just so it's very clear, Bob did not ask me to make a movie. He's getting zero from this movie. He actually gave to a science charity the last time we did a screening. The things you think are just fucking wrong, and go ahead and take that angle if you want, or you can hear the story, and you can, with your rational mind, with your skeptical mind, but with at least a part of your mind open to hear the story, you can hear it. And I'm not, even as a journalist, at some point you got to take a stand, right? I don't know, what's the ethics of journalism? I got to take a stand.
Your friend Dave Navarro was here.
He was,
he calls himself a hopeful skeptic.
Okay.
He hopes that this is true. He wants to believe, like the poster from the X-Files. But he still uses his mind. Skepticism is a healthy thing in this kind of a field.
That's
you
true.
don't have to just buy it. You're skeptical of your own story in some ways, and some of the things that you saw.
Understandably so.
You
Yeah.
should be, you know, but it doesn't mean having a closed mind. It means asking good, hard questions, but be willing to hear the answers.
Okay, if one more person yells out, I'm going to personally kick you out of the theater. That is not allowed tonight. Go on.
No, that's pretty good. So.
Okay, yeah, we have a very nice night. Don't make me get jujitsu on you. Okay, so, cool. I think I'm going to wrap up here with just a couple little things, but look, I don't know for